Welcome to StockGPTchat. In this video, we're going to do a walkthrough in how you go about reading our robust data tables so you could make sense of the data for yourself. So this will cover all our rankings and ratings tool as well as our portfolio tools. First, it's important to remember that for each of our unique category or product type, we will have a real-time updating data table as well as historical performance tracking. The real-time pages is where you would want to focus if you're looking to make active changes to your portfolio. So if you're looking to buy or sell something, you would want to look at our analysis that's presented in the real-time tables. So depending on which product type or category that you're interested in, you would go into that real-time page. And if you're interested in evaluating our performance in the past, then what you do is you look at our historical performance review, where you pick any date and you'll see all the stocks or options or ETFs the way we rated them in the past, and you'll be able to see how they have performed up till its ending date. And that same can be done for each respective strategy or product type. So with that said, let's first jump into a real-time data table. The first thing here you'll see is the title, which will indicate if it's real-time or historical performance. In this case, we're looking at real-time. Next, you'll see the category of this page, and if you were to click on that, you'll see all the other pages that are part of this category. Further down, you'll see the description of this page as well as some key highlights of a particular strategy or a product. And then we finally get into the important parts of understanding these data tables. The first thing you're going to see here is the data last refreshed label. This will indicate the last time the data was refreshed. Next is the summary data table. First, you want to look at the two dates that are mentioned here. One is going to be the original snapshot date, and the other one is going to be the latest trade price date. The original snapshot date is when everything on this list was populated, and the latest trade price date is when the last trade price was updated. Now, because this is real-time data and real-time updating page, both those dates are going to be the exact same. Now comes the fun part of reading the heat map. The way you're supposed to read this heat map is by looking at everything from left to right as well as top to bottom. And you do it based on the risk score as well as the AI algo rating type. So for example, if you take strong buy and look at risk score of 1, they meet in the middle where it says 2. So there are 2 stocks that are a risk score of 1 and rated a strong buy. On that same token, there are 7 stocks that are rated a strong buy with a risk score of 2. To provide one more example here, if you look at strong sell / short and a risk score of 9, you'll see that where it meets is the number 7. So there are 7 stocks that are strong sell / short and has a risk score of 9. Now, if you look at the risk score of 1 and go all the way to the bottom where it says total stocks, it'll show on number 7. So risk score of 1, there are a total of 7 stocks. So as you can see, buy has 5 and strong buy has 2. That makes a total of 7. So risk score of 1, if you're only focused on looking at it by risk score, you'll see that there is a total of 7 stocks. And the same thing you could do based on AI algo rating type. So if you want to see how many total stocks are rated a strong buy, you'll see the total of that is 9, and that's because risk score of 1 and strong buy was 2, and risk score of 2 and strong buy was 7, makes a total of 9. And the very last thing to mention here is the total stocks, and you could see that there's 33 total stocks in part of this analysis. And that's this analysis for this particular strategy. Now at this point, you may be wondering, where is all this data coming from? Well, it's actually being populated based on everything you see below here. So as you look at this list, you'll see that there are 2 stocks that are rated a risk score of 1 and that are a strong buy. And as we see here, LCID and CHWY are those 2 stocks. You'll find all additional details down here, such as the rank of the stock, the name, the symbol, the price of the stock at the time of snapshot, the AI algo score, the AI algo rating, the risk score, the shares volume score, options volume score, the sector of the stock, and if there's options and things like that, you'll find additional details of it all. Now up here, you could search for different stocks that are part of this list. You could also filter different stocks based on your AI algo rating, the risk score, sector, option expiration month, option type if there are options, and so on and so forth. And you could combine multiple of these filtering options. So you could do AI algo rating and risk score. So as an example, I'm going to do AI algo rating of strong buy, and I'll do risk score of 1. And as we see, there's 2 stocks that'll come back for that. Now, if you continue further down, you'll see another way of visualizing and interacting with the same data. So as you see this next report, this is a more robust, more advanced reporting done through Power BI, which is a Microsoft tool that allows you to visualize all of this data in a very interactive way. So as you could see me playing around, you're able to visualize the same exact data and interact with it just like we did before, but this is a much faster, much more advanced tool that's powered by, like I said, Power BI, which is a Microsoft product, and this is something that's available to our premium membership customers. One important thing to note here for this report is if you go to 1 of 2, then this is the real time, so just the same thing as what we saw above, and if you go to 2 of 2, you will now start seeing the historical performance, and that you could filter further by dates. Now, so far we've looked at the real-time updating tools, but if you wanted to see the historical performance, let's go look at how to read that. Now, to see all the historical pages that we have available for this strategy or this category, you could go all the way back up and click on the category to see every date that's available. Now here, as you can see, there are all these dates that are available, and I'm going to click on the one that's the oldest here. Keep in mind that we're taking snapshots every day, so over time this is really going to fill up and you're going to be able to go back as much as you want, but we'll be keeping track of everything for about 3 months at a time. Now, as soon as you get here, you read this the exact same way. The only difference here is we have performance numbers that are added to the summary tables. So as an example, this snapshot was taken on 11/16/2023, and the latest trade price that we've added is 11/21/2023. So as you can see that on 11/16/2023, there were 3 stocks that were rated a risk score of 1 and that were given a rating of strong buy. The first number here you're seeing is the stock's performance. So if you had just bought those 3 stocks, you would have been up 1.16%. But if you actually bought the option that we were suggesting, you would have been up 4.62% in average. I'll do one more example here, which is looking at the strong sell / short and a risk score of 9. As we could see that there were 5 stocks. If you had shorted the stocks, you would have been 1.86% in the positive, even though it's showing negative here because you would be shorting it, so you would actually make money. And if you actually bought the puts, so if you were to do options here, you would have made 7.44% as indicated by the negative 7.44% here. And so because this is shorting, a negative number is actually positive in terms of making money. And here it says 35 total stocks because on 11/16 when this analysis was done, 35 stocks were identified as part of this. And if you go further down, you will see what the snapshot looked like exactly on 11/16/2023. And in here, we've also added what is the change been since then. So in reading this, you could see at number 1, we have CHWY, and when it was analyzed on 11/16/2023, the price was $19.95. But if you go all the way down, you'll see that the latest trade price, which is for the current date, which is 11/21/2023, the price is $20.70. And that is a change of 3.76%. If you were to actually have done this with options, you would have been up 15.04%. And so that's how you would read this. You would look at what it was rated on 11/16 and how has it changed, and whatever that changes is reflected in the summary up above. And so that is the general theme about how you go about reading and digesting all the information that you see across StockGPTchat.com.